A very warm good morning and welcome to the English lecture. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting poem, that is What If, written by Shel Silverstein. So you must be wondering, the title of the poem is quite strange. What if? What sort of a title is it, right? So this poem is actually very interesting, dear students. It expresses the fears of a young boy, almost of your age, and at this young age there are many things that his mind imagines. For example, like we often imagine, what if we become the richest person on this earth? What if we win a lottery? Or sometimes we think, what if our homework could be done somehow magically without any effort? So all these imaginations that we have, sometimes even poets have them. So Shel Silverstein has discussed all his imaginations he had when he was a young boy. And when we read this poem, you're going to find how interesting his thoughts, his fears, his insecurities are. And at times you will even be able to connect it with your own. So let's get started and see what the poem has in store for us.
Like I had said that it is a very interesting poem. So let's get started. So we'll start understanding the poem What If, written by Shel Silverstein. So let's see what does the first paragraph says. It says, last night while I lay thinking here, some what ifs crawled inside my ear and pranced and partied all night long and sang their same old what if song. So now what is what if? What if means you are imagining certain things. Like for example, if you start imagining, what if I become the richest person in the world? What if I win a lottery? What if I'm crowned Miss India? What if I am able to join the Indian Air Force? So there are so many things that you can imagine, that wishes that you have, or maybe the fears that you fear. For example, what if I see a snake underneath my bed? So what if means you're trying to imagine what would be the circumstances, what would be the outcome. Okay, and similarly out here we see Shel Silverstein is also imagining many things in this poem What If. And when is he imagining all these things? He starts imagining them when he was about to go to sleep. So once when he lies down in his bed, it seems as if there are many questions arising in his mind and they are speaking inside his ears, and all the different kinds of thoughts, they come to his head. He is not able to have a very good sleep, and he feels that the different kinds of questions starting with what if, they keep singing a song in his mind. So what if I am dumb in school? What if they have closed the swimming pool? So he starts imagining, what if I don't become a very intelligent student? What if I sound very foolish? What if I don't get good grades, right? And then he starts imagining that he is going for his swimming classes, and then what if that there is no water in the swimming pool, or the swimming pool has been closed? So what is he going to do then? What if I get beat up? What if there's poison in my cup? So he is a very small boy and he's imagining all those fears a young boy can have. So in school sometimes you have certain little bit of fights, small little fights here and there with your friends, and then you start imagining, what if my friend beats me up? What am I going to do then? And then he starts imagining that if something serious happens, like somebody hates you so much that they are just going to give you poison. What if I start to cry? What if I get sick and die? So he's imagining, if he starts crying, how the people are going to react when they see a young boy crying. What if I get sick? So he's imagining that if I get very sick, and probably I get so sick that I am almost on the deathbed and I am going to die, then what is going to happen? What am I going to do? What are the people going to do who live and around me? What if I flunk that test? What if green hair grows on my chest? So sometimes even we have fears for our test results, and then we sometimes feel that this time I haven't done well and probably my marks are going to be so poor that I will not even pass. So same kind of fears Shel Silverstein is also having. And another very very absurd and odd fear which he has, or maybe we can say it is quite unpractical. He starts thinking that, say suppose he starts having green colored hair on his chest, so then what is he going to do? Because he is going to look very very different. People, what are they going to react at it? What if nobody likes me? What if a bolt of lightning strikes me? So then he starts imagining that if suppose I don't have friends, if people around me start hating me for some reason, or they don't want to be my friend for some reason, then what am I going to do? Then he also starts imagining like sometimes when it rains, even we feel so scared when we see the lightning, right? So he starts imagining what kind of an experience it would be and what would happen to him if the lightning strikes him. So he's having very different kinds of fears, many different insecurities we see that Shel Silverstein is having, and he's imagining so many things. What if I don't grow taller? What if my head starts getting smaller? So when we are young, we are very conscious at a young age, whether like girls, they are very conscious about their hair, that are they growing well or not, because they feel like having long hair. And similarly boys, they are very concerned about their physique, and they are also very interested in becoming taller, so that with a tall height they start feeling that okay, we are growing up, we are becoming older. So he is imagining that what will happen, what will he do if his height does not increase? Or maybe he starts imagining that his body is becoming bigger, but his head comparatively remains small. So what is he going to do then? What if the fish won't bite? What if the wind tears up my kite? So then he starts imagining, when he thinks about the fishes, what if I touch the fish, or maybe I just try to insert my finger or something in the mouth and she doesn't bite me, also she doesn't bother to give any reaction. So this is what he's imagining. Then he starts thinking about his kite, that whenever he's flying the kite, what if the wind is going to tear it into pieces? Then obviously he has to buy a new one. So all these situations he's imagining throughout the night. All these thoughts are going across his mind at night. What if they start a war? What if my parents get divorced? So sometimes what happens when we are young, we have different kinds of fears. We see things and we start imagining a lot bigger than that. For example, if we see a small little quarrel between our parents, we feel very bad about it. We think that the things are very serious. So this poor little child, he has imagined such a big thing, as if his parents are going to get divorced. And then when we read history and when we think about the different kings and the wars that were fought, and when we talk about the freedom struggle, etc., our mind starts imagining so many things. Even we start imagining the war situation. The same thing is happening with Shel Silverstein also. What if the bus is late? What if my teeth don't grow in straight? So then he's thinking, okay, I have to reach school in time. What if my bus is late? And say suppose it's an exam day, right? So on important days, we too get so conscious that we shouldn't be late. So the same thing is happening with this boy. And then he starts imagining, like I said, when we are growing, when we are young, there are different changes that come in our body, right? Our height is increasing, our muscles, our body physique change, right? And similarly our milk teeth fall, and then we have the other teeth. And then he starts imagining, say suppose his teeth are very weirdly shaped and they don't grow good. So how is he going to react? How people are going to react?
What if I tear my pants? What if I never learn to dance? So the poet is quite scared with the experience. What will happen? How people will look at him or react when his pants are torn? And then he has got interest in learning dance. If suppose he's not able to do that, so he's quite scared with that imagination. Then he says that during the day everything seems to be alright, but the moment he's on bed, the What If song starts striking him. All weird kinds of imaginations strike his mind, and he keeps on thinking the various things that could occur. And then he starts imagining how people are going to react to it. So I'm sure you enjoyed the poetry and most of the experiences of this young poet. Even you must have felt that even you feel the same, thinking about the examination, thinking about how you want to pursue your interests, etc. And even while sleeping at times, even we are in our dream world imagining so many things. So it was quite an interesting poem and I hope it's clear to all of you. Just in case you have any doubts, we can discuss it in our online classes. God bless you dear students. Take care. Bye-bye.